मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्ते वसदृशिगणे प्रावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्यन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मारामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे स्वात्मारामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः ध्यानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्तिः पूजामूलं गुरोर्पादं मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरोर्कृपा मोक्षमूलं गुरोर्कृपा सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः हरि ओम. Let us revisit what we discussed for the last 2 days. If you want to summarize the whole Bhagavad Gita teaching, I can put it in one way, one word. It is don't worryism. Don't worryism, like communism, capitalism, don't worryism. That is the sum and substance of Bhagavad Gita, don't worry. Bhagavan expands it in 4 propositions. The first proposition was life is full of problems. The second proposition was don't run away from problems. You have to confront the problem. Because if you run away, problems will run behind you with added strength. The third proposition was when you confront the problems, keep your mind calm and quiet. That is the third proposition. The fourth proposition was if you can keep your mind calm while you are facing problems, the spirit will awaken. That's the only way to awaken the spirit. Not sitting under a tree and closing your eyes, sitting under a tree, the spirit will not awaken. This is the only way to provoke the latent spirit in you. So the spirit, that's the magic, that's the blessing that Bhagavan talks about. And the spirit awakens in terms of intentions, attitudes, thoughts, passion, words, actions and outcomes. That is how the spirit awakens. It is not a vague, funny feeling that I realize Brahman and I see all kind of funny things. It is a very concrete experience. So this process of manifesting what is invisible into visible physical outcomes is called enlightenment. So these are the 4 propositions that Bhagavan makes. So you can be extremely active and extremely productive and deeply meditative also. This is how Bhagavan reconciled these contradictions. The contradiction is that spirit is something different from matter. One who is spiritual cannot be material, one who is material cannot be spiritual. That kind of ideology is a binary ideology, and that's a black and white ideology. That doesn't give you the whole picture. The holistic picture is not there. So having said that, we analyze Arjuna's state of mind in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna's mind was caught in a horns of a dilemma. It is called dilemmic situation. And Arjuna was not willing to withdraw from the battlefield and become a martyr. a martyr for peace. That was not Arjuna's plan, nor was he trying to murder for justice. That is, we often do that. In the name of justice, we murder our opponent, and the opponent's children murder us, and our children murder the other person. This way you cause a cycle of violence from which we are not able to escape. So this playing victimhood and causes the cycle of violence. Arjuna was not willing to play this dualistic game. That's why he said, I don't know what to do. Should I kill? Should I be killed? If I kill, then I become a murderer, because I am killing my own people. If I withdraw for the name of peace, then I become a victim or a martyr. So Arjuna refused to become either a martyr or a murderer, and that's why he looked for a third way. The third way people talk about. The third way was reflective action, which you have seen. So that's a mantra for us. Reflective action or detached engagement. And the advantage is, in a detached reflective action, detached engagement, your responses will be appropriate to the situation. Very measured, very thoughtful, very subtle. Your responses will be very measured, and you don't go overboard. You don't overreact, nor do you underreact. It will be appropriate to the situation. And that's the method, the third way that Bhagavan was talking about. Then Arjuna asked this question, how will you describe a wise individual? W-I-S-E, not V-I-C. Not V-I-C. W-I-S-E, individual. A wise person. And Bhagavad Gita gives different names to a wise person. It's called Gunadida, Siddhaprajna, Yogi, Sannyasi, and Bhakta. These are the words. Jnani. These are the words given to a Siddhaprajna. Siddhaprajna means one whose understanding is very clear and steady. While he is interacting with the world, his understanding is steady. For example, for us, if we fail in enterprise, we say, I am Mr. Failure or Miss Failure. If we are successful, it goes into our head. So this way our prajna is constantly disturbed by the outcomes of the world, of our actions. So here is a person whose prajna is not disturbed by the outcome of his action. What is the outcome of action? Sometimes you are successful. Then you say, I am a successful person, and you boast all over everybody. Or when you fail, you think I am Mr. Failure, then you feel very bad. So these kind of fluctuations are not there in his prajna. That is why it's called Sthita Prajna, steady. Similarly, if you praise him, the Sthita Prajna, he will not feel praised. Or you criticize him, he will not feel criticized. He is only objectively look at these experiences. So I said, Prajahadi yada kaman sarvan partha manogadan. So Sthita Prajna is one who does not see happiness in the world outside, because he has realized his happiness is his nature. When you realize your happiness is your nature, then you don't seek it outside. Not only you don't seek it, you share your happiness with the world. Whatever you undertake, it is an enterprise to share your happiness. So that is the Sthita Prajna. So he said, Atmanieva Atmana Tushtaha, one who is happy by herself, in herself, for herself. This is a democracy of happiness. In Abraham Lincoln's definition of democracy. Democracy is the government of the people, for the people, by the people. Similarly, he is happy by himself, in himself, for himself. He is a happy person. So when you have discovered your natural happiness, then you are a wise individual. So thereafter, you don't go about in the world for happiness, but you go about in the world as a happy person. This is another mantra. The first mantra was detached engagement. Second mantra is, don't go about in the world for happiness, but as a happy person. So every activity you do will be a means of sharing your infinite happiness. And then you become a creative person. That's the meaning of creativity. That's the meaning of passion. Don't you say that you should be passionate about things? You should be creative. You should do things in your own way. All these are possible when you have access to the infinitude of the spirit. So you move from the cesspool of memory into the vast oceanic creative consciousness, and from there you are able to act. So these were the things which Bhagavan taught Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now Arjuna couldn't connect everything properly. It's very difficult, because this teaching is something which is totally different from the teaching that he has heard so far. The teaching of reconciliation, reconciling contradictory pursuits. So that was a little difficult. You need a holistic framework of thinking to understand this. It's very easy to victimize and demonize the other and then kill that person. But it's very difficult to integrate the energy of the other person. Generally we victimize the other, or we demonize the other. He is a bad person, go against him. Then there is this strife and struggles. So very difficult to integrate the other. As somebody said, the other is my enemy, the other is my hell, the other is my problem. Problem is you yourself, not the other. But somehow or other we have came to this conclusion, faulty conclusion, the other is my problem. But here, when you say there is the other, swalpamapyasya antaram kurude, udaramabi antaram kurude, adatasya bhayam bhavadi. The moment you create a division between you and the other, it can be your people, it can be the other ethnic group, or it can be the nature. Nature also we are itified. Itified means we reduce nature into an it, as though it has no life. When you itify the other, when you make the other different from you, then that becomes a source of exploitation. You exploit, you dominate. You exploit, you dominate the other person. You reduce the other to the status of a thing. That is called itification. The new word I am giving you. Itification means reducing the other person into a thing. If it is a thing, you can manipulate that person, isn't it? Like a furniture, piece of furniture. You move the piece of furniture from that corner to another corner without asking the furniture, isn't it? Do you sit down on your knees and ask the furniture, would you like to be moved from here? You must have been tired of sitting here. Would you like to be moved from here to that corner? You don't ask. You just move the furniture. And you drag the furniture by 1 feet, by 1 foot, isn't it? You don't care. The furniture feels a pain. Nothing is felt for you. This is called making it or the thing. Whereas your child, can you do that? You cannot move the child from one corner to the another corner without the child's permission. You cannot drag the child by one foot. You cannot do that, because he is a living person. So there is a difference between a person and a thing. So far we have been treating nature as a thing, to be excavated, to be dug up, to exploit and all that. Now the nature starts speaking. Nature is like a mother. Whatever you do, mother tolerates, isn't it? But there is a point comes. When you poke the mother with a needle into her eyes, that's the time mother will show her real nature. And mother is angry, nobody can save you, not even God. Because she is the icon, a paragon of virtue, patience, love, tolerance. So beyond a limit. So we have exploited nature beyond a limit. Now the nature is retaliating. Once nature retaliates, nobody can do anything. So this process of itification, making nature as an object for your greed and exploit nature, has created a lot of problem for us. Now it's time for us to look at nature as our mother, or a cow, or a mother. Mother Nature, Indian culture always says Mother Nature. But we are not behaving like that. We are behaving as though nature is a thing which you can keep on exploiting. So my point was, the other, in the holistic vision, you are able to integrate the other rather than separating or itifying the other. When the other is different from you, you are afraid of the other. And then you either want to control it, dominate the other, or eat up the other. That's what you will do. So, in this integral vision, which Bhagavan teaches Arjuna, you must be able to reconcile opposites, contradictions, and in that reconciliation of opposite and contradiction, creative answers and solutions arise in your mind. The modern world, we call it win-win situation. Have you heard that? Win-win situation. Don't play zero-sum game, but play positive-sum game. Positive-sum game means you are including the interest of all stakeholders. That's a management language. Include the interest of all stakeholders. There is no victim in your victory. A victory without a victim. If there is a victim, he will turn back against you. The power of the powerless, as they say. Today I am powerless, tomorrow I become powerful. And the powerful become powerless. Again the cycle of violence continues. So Bhagavan says, let us